Hi everyone, welcome back to Brookvalleylife, or hello for the first time. Welcome. Today we're talking archery again, and the question I have for everybody is, do you feel that you have the right equipment for you? If you do, how did you get it? And if you don't, what do you think we could do better in the archery world to ensure we get the right equipment for us? Now, we're not just talking bows, we're not just talking arrows, we're talking about everything. We're talking about what we wear, chest guard, arm guard, using a tab, all stuff like that. So come with me and let's have a quick discussion about what we can do to make sure we use the right equipment. So hi everyone, welcome back, or hello for the first time. Archery equipment. Now I'm going to take a bit of a tangent here before we even start talking about our archery equipment. Let's talk golf. Now, I used to play golf a little bit, and over in the corner there I've got my golf clubs, and what they are is a second-hand set of golf clubs that I've purchased over time, and I really just bought stuff that I like the look of. Are they the correct clubs for me? Most probably not. One, do they take into account my size? Do they take into account how fit I am? Do they take into account how I actually move? No. Now, golfers can get actually fit, or should I say fitted, for their golf equipment, be it the size of it, be it how they swing and all this type of thing, all the metrics, and they can come out with a set of golf clubs that would be perfect for them and give them the optimized result from when they swing the golf club. Now, who here can say the same about their archery equipment? Not me. However, when I first purchased it was my second bow, I went to my local archery club, and I say local, it was about 100 miles away. And I went in, I said, I want to buy a new bow, and what have you got? And they showed me two different setups. One was a Win and Win, one was a Hoyt. It was a Hoyt Nexus with G3 limbs at the time, so you can guess how long ago that was. And I tested out the Win and Win as well, which was the Inno with the Inno limbs. And at the time when I shot, I had a tab that I purchased, just went and bought it online, I think. And I was shooting away and I said, yeah, I like the feel of this. Because I tried it in 68 and 70 inch, and I found the 70 inch smoother, and I like smooth draw bows, and I purchased it. So I was lucky enough to test out two bows. Now, how many people here have got a local archery shop close enough to them to go and do it? Again, I'm putting my hands down, because my local archery club, my local archery shop is in a different island from where I am, and it's about 800 kilometers away. Yep. So me trying to get myself a new bow, and what do they stock? That's the other thing. Do they stock enough things so I can test them and do it? Not really. Now, if you go to a place like, pick one out, Archery Supplies in Australia, because that's where I get a lot of my equipment from. They have got I wanted to use this word, a plethora of archery equipment there. And you can go into the shop and you can test it and get everything sorted. They will look at you, they'll see what you've done before, all these type of things. Getting a bow you like, fitted to your size, pretty simple. But it's the other things you've got to think about. One, what type of shooting are you going to do? Is it going to be field? Is it going to be bare bow, limpet recurve? I won't even touch the compound side of things because I don't really do that. I do have a compound bow and I do shoot every so often just for fun, but my side of things is a limpet recurve archery. Stabilizers, all the things like that, sights, dampers, you name it. Do you have the right stuff for you? Do you have the right weights on there as well? Do you mess around with stuff? How do you know it's right for you? Is it right for the bow? Now, getting fitted for a bow isn't too difficult. You can usually go off the size of a person. If someone I'm 6 foot, 183 centimeters, and I am in between a 68 to 70 inch bow. I like the 70 inch bow because it's a smoother draw for me. It's just more stable. If I was 5 foot nothing, then the 70 inch bow would be too long. 68 may be a bit too long, so you'd go for something a bit shorter. You may even go for a shorter riser, a 23 inch riser with medium limbs. So yeah, 64 inch, you name it, you can get fit pretty easy and you can work out what you want. Types of arrows you're going to use. Are you using target arrows? How far are you shooting? If you're only going to be shooting, say, 40 meters, you may want to go for something a bit fatter, so it'll cut the line better. But if you're shooting 90 meters, you want to go for something a bit skinnier, so you get less wind drift. If you're shooting only indoors, again, fatter arrow possibly, so you can cut the lines better. All these things come into play when it comes to fitting. Stabilizers, right weight, right size, yeah, all these type of things. When you go into the shop, or you can figure it out yourselves. The other things that you've got to think about, and this is where I've really tripped up, and I guess from when I first started to when I'm shooting now, is the size of tab I should be using. I know it sounds crazy. I was shooting for a long time the KSL AAE gold aluminium in large. I thought I had a large hand, and so I needed the large grip. Sorry, the large tab. And after watching a couple of YouTube videos out there, again, Archery Supplies, Jake Kaminsky, all these different things, I was finding that when I was coming up to full draw, my bottom finger was doing nothing. And the string was right off it, and I couldn't get it to close properly. And I was thinking, what happens if I take this bit off at the back? Took it off, and it just felt completely weird, and it did come back a bit further, felt a lot better. And I was thinking, maybe I should try a medium. Now, these tabs aren't cheap. So I had a Nika tab that I tried in medium. It's slightly different to this, and it felt weird when you change tabs. It always does, but it felt easier to draw, better to draw. So I then went online and I purchased a medium size AA KSL gold in aluminium, again exactly the same, but the medium size. That came, started shooting, perfect. No one had ever even looked at my tab. Yeah, don't know why. Is it something that archery shops do? Do they just give you a tab? Do they just look at your hand or whatever? So something to think about is, have you got the right size equipment for you? Your arm guard. What size arm guard do you want? Do you want a big one? Do you want a little one? Do you want a full arm one? Do you use one at all? I started off using a Win&Win metal one. This was wonderful. Few times I've caught it in behind, but that's when I wasn't shooting very well. But it was a good arm guard. What I found out, though, is that the bungee cords that hold it onto your arm, over time, they get worn, they stretch, they get affected by the UV and the light in the sun, from the sun, and yet they fall apart. I then went to an Eastern. Now, I still use this sometimes. Pretty good. Plastic. And again, it does get affected by UV, it gets brittle, but the bungee on there is in pretty good condition. So I've got a couple of these now I use. I've got an Infintech one and I've got an Elon one coming. Some people don't even use them. I always use them because it just gives me that little bit of confidence. And I'm now trying to make sure I get my arm turned outwards, to drop my shoulder so I shoot properly. Again, it's taken over 15 years for me to understand that when I come to draw, I need to just turn my arm as I'm drawing, keep this shoulder down, and it stops me from hitting my arm. And I haven't hit my arm in God knows how long now, which is good. And I find that when I do hit my arm, it's usually when I'm getting tired. Chest guard, something else I wear. I've got the tendency when I'm getting tired to lean backwards this way. So if I'm shooting that way, I come back like this. I rock on my feet for some reason. And I try to keep on the balls of my feet and solidly planted, but sometimes I do rock back. And I can feel myself doing it, and I keep pulling, and I do hit my chest guard sometimes. Getting the right one that fits you and keeps you nice and tight, again, it needs to be the right size for you. I've had medium, I've had large. I've had large from two different companies that were two different sizes. So find yourself a chest guard that fits you, that you like, that does the job and doesn't move. It's difficult. And of course, the last thing, tap, 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 do use a hat. For me, I always wear a hat, be it either the old bucket hat or baseball cap, depending on what the weather's doing. If it's sunny, the bucket hat comes out. If it's raining, bucket hat or the baseball cap. And that's mainly to keep the sun out of my eyes or the rain off my glasses. Do I use it as a reference point? Not usually. I know some people, when they come to draw, it touches their hat as well. But I do like the bucket hats, but get one that fits you well. It's not going to get blown off because it can be windy sometimes. It sounds crazy, but it can be distracting if you're worried about your hat coming off. The less you've got to think about, the better you'll shoot. So, should you be fit? Sorry, let me say it again, third time, maybe I'll get it right. Should you be fitted into your equipment? Not just your bow, but everything. Tell me what you guys think. And by guys, I mean guys and girls, of course. Have you been fit? Did it again. Have you been fitted? If you have, let me know how it went. If not, do you think you should be? Do you just buy stuff because it looks nice? We all do. Yeah. We all buy a bow, usually for the color we want as well. Did you test out your riser? Did you test out your limbs before you purchased them? A lot of the ones I didn't because I couldn't. As I said, it's 800 kilometers in a different island away to get to a shop near me. So now I've got to go online, do some research, and it's the only way I know about it. So if you've got a shop that you trust near you, use it. Go there, go to your local people. You do not want to lose that shop. So use it as much as possible. If you are nowhere near, go online, find a place that you are happy with, that have got good customer services, and you can get good equipment from them. As I said, here in New Zealand, we've got a couple of shops in Auckland. I'm, as I say, in the South Island, 800 kilometers away. They pay a lot to get stuff into New Zealand. Should I use them? Yes. Do I use them? I'm afraid only sparingly, usually because of the price of the equipment. I go offshore. I look at places like Archery Supplies, Lancaster Archery, even alternative archery in the UK. And also from the websites, Nika Archery website I use a lot. And of course, Amazon and AliExpress. I do get some stuff off them. So have I wasted money on stuff? Yeah. There is some equipment that I bought that I thought, yeah, this is awful. Not going to use this. But there is some I've purchased and I thought, this is really good. this should be put out to people. It's good budget equipment. It lasts a long time. So that is me finishing talking about fitting. Should we be fitted like golfers for our equipment? In my opinion, I say yes, as long as you've got somewhere close that you can do it. So if you've got a local shop, go to it, see what they'll do for you. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like, subscribe, all the other good things, and keep shooting. And I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.